Take some phone calls now. Let's go to Dave. Who do you think won last night? Do you agree with me? Do you think it was pretty even keel, or do you think it was one-sided like the way JD is saying? Let's go to Dave. Dave, what's on your mind, man?
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Did we lose Dave? 702.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Good morning.
What's up, Dave?
So a couple things. Sorry. A couple things that JD said that and Pence answered all the questions. Kamala dodged all the questions. I think the first question Pence got was from the moderator. Why is our death rate so much higher than the rest of the industrialized world? Totally glossed over that question. No answer at all. And the second question he didn't answer, which was really important, was he's the chair of the White House task force on the coronavirus. They set up all these rules about what we can do, what we can't do, what we should do about contact tracing, isolating, quarantining, not having large gatherings. And she asked a really good question. How do you expect the American people to follow all these rules that your task force initiated when you guys aren't following themselves? No answer whatsoever for that question. Why was that?
Well, no, the question that the first question was Kamala Harris was actually asked the first question, and she basically blamed everything on Donald Trump, and she described all these different things that Joe Biden would do once he's president. And Pence said, well, it seems like everything that you're saying that Joe Biden will do, we've already done, and Joe Biden is no stranger to plagiarism. That was an outstanding response.
Which was a really silly cheap shot.
It's reality. I mean, it's reality. It's not a cheap.
It's not reality.
It is reality. Kamala Harris, she said, "Well, we're gonna accelerate a vaccine. Okay, we have 4 of those in the works. We're gonna do contact tracing. We're gonna have a comprehensive testing system. I mean, Dave, there's been 114 million people tested in the United States of COVID-19. That's 40% of the population.
Okay, let's let Dave respond.
And in many of those situations, they're totally symptomatic. They're totally asymptomatic.
Let's let Dave respond now.
Being tested is because of contact tracing, where you have someone call up and literally ruin your day and say, hey, you were around someone that has the coronavirus. You need to quarantine for 14 days. And so does your family, and so does anybody that you know.
Dave,
everything that Kamala Harris said.
I'm trying really hard to try to get you to interject here, but JD's got 4 minutes to your 8 seconds. Can we give Dave at least 20 seconds? Go ahead, Dave.
Brian, it's our show, so that's going to take place.
So we had more cases of in the White House staff than we had in New Zealand and Taiwan, 2 countries. So why is that? Why how about just following his own guidelines that they instituted? How about that? What's wrong with that?
Dave, they're tested. They're tested every single day in the White House, and for whatever reason, and I don't know why that is.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
It's been enough for 6 months, and then it has been. It's clearly been enough. It's clearly been enough
because they're all infected.
Yeah,
it's clearly been enough in the White House. And they're all positive.
Hey, you know my opinion. You know my opinion on why people are positive in the White House. I think that the Trump administration, Trump, was targeted. I actually believe that because it makes no sense.
It's off the rails stuff.
It really is. It's not off the rails. It's not off the rails at all. Not even close.
No, he thinks Chuck Schumer injected Donald Trump with a syringe.
I know that Chuck Schumer said that everything's on the table, and Nancy,
so that means he must have given him the coronavirus.
And Nancy Pelosi said,
"How did that happen? How did Chuck Schumer infect Trump with coronavirus?"
Yeah, good question, Dave.
I think if it was going to take place, it was going to happen through the swabs. I think that the swabs were tainted because it makes no sense at all.
How did Chuck Schumer?
Again, it makes no sense at all.
How did they get to the swabs?
Why they have been testing for 6 months? They've had no issues whatsoever, and then suddenly they're coming up with false negatives because that's what happened. Donald Trump and Hope Hicks and anyone in the Trump administration they were around people that had been tested for the virus, and they were negative. They were tested negative for the virus, so they showed up positive. So for whatever reason that took place, and the Trump administration, the virus has run roughshod. So like for example, Stephen, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Stephen Miller, for example, he was after they were all infected, he was at home isolated remotely. For 5 days straight, he tested negative. Then suddenly he tests positive. How does that possibly take place? Because so you're telling me that he was positive for 5 days, and he had five.
Completely possible.
That is
so
not
Dave,
false.
Okay, JD,
false negatives.
Can I interject for 3 seconds to your 5 minutes, please?
We had the virologist on 2 days ago.
This is unbelievable.
And he said false negatives are very, very unlikely.
Dave has had no time to talk. JD just keeps talking with his stupid conspiracy theories.
It's not a conspiracy theory, Brad. I'm just giving you my thought process here.
And
there's a string of events to back it up. And why are we keeping a call on the line for 10 minutes?
Because you've only let him talk for 5 seconds. Why don't you give him a little bit of respect? He's been respectful to you.
He's asked 3 different questions. I've answered 3 of his questions.
Okay, keep him on the line, Sean. JD has not given Dave any time to respond.
Are you joking me?
No, I'm not joking. The joke is your stupid conspiracy theories.
It's not a conspiracy theory,
So,
Brian.
Dave, what do you think about JD's conspiracy theory that somehow Schumer and Pelosi might have taken some swabs? Go ahead. Let's give you some time now to respond.
Sure. Thank you. If I could just say, I think just common sense, maybe it's more likely that these people in the White House, Trump included, got infected. because they're traveling around the country doing rallies with thousands and thousands of people without wearing masks, not taking any of this seriously, not taking their own guidelines seriously? Do you think maybe that's a more likely way that they contracted this than Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi somehow sabotaging swabs that they used to test them? Do you think that might be more likely?
Well, again, the entire Trump administration is tested every single day.
Not true.
Anyone? No,
Not true.
That is absolutely
Donald
true.
Trump is on.
That is absolutely true.
Let me respond.
Every single time. Every single
That's
time you
not
are
true.
around the president of the United States,
Donald Trump
you are
himself.
tested
Donald Trump.
for the coronavirus.
Okay, so Dave, we have audio, by the way, and I will find that audio for you today because I heard it yesterday, where Donald Trump himself on a coronavirus press conference briefing said he does not necessarily get tests every day. He said once every 2 days, once every 3 days. Donald Trump is on the record as saying that. Dave, I'm sorry we didn't give you enough time. I appreciate your calling, though. Thank you very much. We got to get to some other
thanks for calling,
callers.
Dave.